What's going on, guys? It's Kyle again with DTOM Knives and Gear, and today we're looking at this big, beautiful beast of a tactical knife. This is the Emerson Commander. Ooh, look at that. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back, guys. Okay, this is the Emerson Commander. This knife was provided by my friend Dark Gravity over on Instagram. Go check him out. Link will be in the description. This is a beautiful beast of a knife. As you can see, this is definitely a big boy, but very comfortable. This thing is... It's one of those things. I did a video not too long ago about my opinion on the disc deployment and the Emerson Wave feature. I'm not a huge fan of these, but they do serve a purpose. It's just one of those. I would rather have other deployment methods. Now, however, if you are wanting this in a tactical kind of way, which is what this knife is designed for, then it works awesome because of the Emerson Wave feature. You put this in your pocket, it catches on your pants when you do it correctly, and it, sorry, I didn't want to cut myself there, and then it deploys about as fast as any knife you will want with that feature. So it does what it's supposed to do. This one is in 154 cm. It is a beautifully designed blade. With a knife that has a recurve and this amount of belly, it's harder for me to sharpen. So I do tend to steer clear of this particular kinds of blade shapes, but holy crap, is this thing sharp. I mean, wicked sharp. It is actually a chisel ground, because you can see here, all right, that just not much of a bevel there at all. And then the bevel on this side. So it's super, super sharp. But I don't have any blades with that grind on it. So that's super cool and very interesting to me. Whenever I was cutting with this, it does perform, holy crap, so well, because it is wickedly sharp. Now, it is running on phosphor bronze washers, so it is not one of your false shutty knives, but a very, very smooth. The detent, in my opinion, is a little bit weak. Because and one of the reasons I don't like the disc thumb deployment is because I don't tend to get it every time when I'm trying to see. I mean, if I get some wrist and get it out there, then it does it every time. But for me to be able to just flick that out there, it's weak as far as the detent for me. You know, but it's designed to, you know, do that whole open it out of your pocket thing. So really it's not that big of a deal. But if you're out and about, you know, I would just give it a little risk and then it'll be fine. The ergos on this thing are really, really good. I kind of wish this thing had a forward finger control. You can kind of put your finger up there if you wanted to choke up, but it does not. So I feel like I'm further away from the blade than I really want to be. But as far as the ergos, works really, really good. It's a very big knife, so it fits my hands perfectly. And each grip, you know, definitely the reverse grip, which I believe, you know, if this is a tactical kind of a knife, that's a good grip to have, I believe. Reverse grip or reverse draw cut, all those, you know, it's very comfortable in the hand. It's not the most comfortable in the hand that I've ever felt. You have some jimping up here, which is not too sharp. So I do dig that. The jimping is done quite well. The jimping on the back is a little bit sharper back here, which you don't really feel that much, you know, except for maybe on your pinky. So, and, you know, you can feel it. It's definitely sharper than the jimping that is on the back. You have jimping on the internal liner lock that makes it really easy to disengage the lock and get it out of the way. The lockup on this thing is, like, if I can get it to see, it's over there. It is over there. It's, it might be the design of the knife. Man, I can't get it to really show you. Anyway, it is, so the liner is thinner than the blade, obviously. And I'm telling you, it only has about 10% left to go before it's full. So I'm pretty sure that's a design, you know, it's made for that, because when this thing locks up, it is absolutely solid left down, left, down, up, down, left, or right. So it's probably the design of the knife. I am not exactly sure. I'm not used to that. So maybe Dark Gravity can tell us in the comments if that is a normal thing for this knife, because it locks up like all the way over almost. Look at this, really cool. I'm not even sure if this is part of the design of the knife, but that's wicked looking. It's like this skeleton frog thing. I dig it. I dig it a lot. But as far as the phosphor bronze, I mean, it feels smooth. No grittiness at all. I believe that these washers are, a little bit bigger than some of the other knives that I have, that I've handled. I can't really tell because I'm not going to take this knife apart. But phosphor bronze, very, very smooth. G10 handles. The G10 is done, and it is very grippy. Not painfully grippy, but very grippy. I mean, this knife is designed to stay in your hand when you need a knife in your hand, which is good. That's what it's designed for. Pocket clip is not deep carry, as you can see. Going to have quite a bit sticking up out of your pocket, which you guys know me, I don't care about. A lot of people do. Not sure if I don't even know what kind of a design you would have to make this thing a deep carry. But the pocket clip works excellent as far as going in and out. It does have a lanyard hole for your lanyard guys, and I know a lot of people are going to say, why did you do this? I want this pocket clip up here and get this lanyard hole out of the way. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I get it, because I would normally say that, but this knife is meant for you to grab in your pocket and then deploy it. So if this thing is sitting all the way in your pocket, you're not going to be able to grab it and then get it out. So you need this area so you can grab it and then have this thing deploy out of your pocket and be able to get it in your hand. If it's all the way down, you're not going to be able to do that like the Emerson Wave feature is meant to be done. So just keep that in mind. If you're looking at this and be like, it's that deep carry. It's not supposed to be. So keep that in mind. But very well-designed pocket clip, though. Does go in and out of the pocket really, really well, I have to admit. 154 CM blade. I like 154 CM. I think it's an excellent steel for everyday carry. I mean, obviously it's not a super steel, but very easy to sharpen. Takes a super wicked edge, and that is evident from this. Holy moly, is this thing sharp. Like I said, with it being a chisel grind, a recurve, that much belly, it's a lot harder for me to sharpen. I'm not a very good sharpener. I have a KME sharpening system, and I'm able to put some really good edges on blades, but I tend to steer away from these particular blade shapes because it makes it harder for me to do. If you are better at sharpening knives, or you send your knives off to people to get sharpened, then definitely check this dude out. It's just not my cup of tea. It is my cup of tea as far as size. It isn't, it's about an 8 3/4 inch overall length. So, it's there in my size range, but because of the disc deployment, I don't really use the Emerson Wave. This wouldn't be something that I would purchase. If you're looking for a solely kind of defensive blade, there are other ones out there, especially in the Emerson, portfolio. They have a lot of different, designs out there that I think would probably be more suited. It's just the thumb disc, I just don't like it. It's just not my deal for a deployment. And then of course, if I want to use the wave feature, the wave feature works excellent. It's freaking awesome whenever you want to get your knife and using it that way. But not every day do I want to do that. And so the fact that, the action or the detent on this thing is a little bit weak, to where I have to really give some wrist. It's just not what I'm used to. So, that's just the thing. But overall, the knife is really good. It's just those few things that make it not as great of a knife for me, where I would want to pay for it myself. But the design of the knife is definitely good for what Mr. Emerson wanted it to be, for what it's designed for. Like I said, the lockup is just a little bit too far over for what I am used to, but it has no lock stick or anything like that. It disengages like crazy, and like I said, it's very well locked up. So I'm assuming that is the part of the design, but I'm just not 100% sure. So that's it. That's what I think about the Emerson Commander. Definitely a good sized knife. Definitely a sharp little boy. And very, very well made. Well put together. You know, it's just not my cup of tea. If you have any questions on this knife, I'm sure Dark Gravity will be able to answer anything. You can hit him up on Instagram. You can hit me up. We'll do the best that I can. I'm not an expert. I'm just a knife enthusiast, knife collector, knife nerd. And if you like this kind of stuff, hey, stick around, hit the subscribe button. We have a lot more to come. This community has been so great. I've got tons of knives to review. Mr. Dark Gravity, I really appreciate you for letting me borrow this knife, and the others that you have let me borrow. You are a gentleman and a scholar. I really appreciate it. Guys, stay safe in this crazy world that we're living in, and we will see you in the next one.